Hello and welcome. Imagine pouring your heart and soul into a piece of art only to have it rejected time and time again. It's happened to me twice in the past month. I occasionally enter art shows and I submitted entries into 2 shows recently and I was rejected by both. It's a story as old as art itself. Even the masters we celebrate today were often met with closed doors and harsh critiques. Today, I'd love to share with you the stories of 5 artists who faced a world that just wasn't ready for their vision. But here's the thing, rejection didn't stop them, and it shouldn't stop you. The path of an artist is rarely smooth, and the roadblocks, whether it's a gallery saying no or a prize that slips through your fingers, well, they're all part of the journey. These 5 artists faced constant rejection, but they never stopped creating. We'll explore why those setbacks didn't define them and why they shouldn't define you either. Rejection, it's just a chapter, not the whole story. Van Gogh is perhaps the most famous example of an artist who faced rejection during his lifetime. He struggled to sell his work with only one known artwork sale in his lifetime. Critics and the public did not appreciate his bold use of colour and expressive brushwork, considering his style too radical. Van Gogh's work was out of step with the artistic conventions of the time, which favoured more realistic and controlled techniques. He exhibited his work in several small shows, but his work failed to gain traction. The few critics who noticed him were often harsh, describing his work as crude or chaotic. Van Gogh's letters to his brother Theo reveal his deep self-doubt and emotional turmoil. He often questioned the value of his work and his place in the art world. His lack of commercial success exacerbated his feelings of isolation and self-doubt. He struggled with mental illness, including severe depression and anxiety, which led him to eventually being institutionalized. Despite his deep commitment to his art, Van Gogh constantly questioned his abilities, fearing that his work would never be understood or appreciated. His financial dependence on his brother Theo also weighed heavily on him, adding to his feelings of inadequacy. His tragic death occurred at a time when he was deeply despondent over his lack of recognition. Today, Van Gogh is considered one of the greatest artists of all time, with his work revered for its emotional intensity and innovative use of colour. His legacy is one of profound emotional depth and groundbreaking artistic innovation. His ability to convey intense emotion through his depictions of ordinary subjects has captivated audiences worldwide. Van Gogh's work paved the way for the development of Expressionism and inspired countless artists to explore the connection between emotion and visual form. His unique vision, passion and dedication to his craft have solidified his place as a pivotal figure in the story of art, symbolizing the enduring power of creativity and the pursuit of personal truth. Paul Cézanne's work was repeatedly rejected by the Paris Salon, the most prestigious art institution in France at the time. The Salon was the gateway to recognition and success for artists, but Cézanne's work was repeatedly rejected for its unconventional style. His early works were considered overly dark, heavy-handed, and lacking in finesse. Even when Impressionism gained acceptance, Cézanne's more structural and experimental approach was still misunderstood. His work did not fit neatly into the existing categories and, as a result, he was often excluded from exhibitions and dismissed by critics who found his work crude and unfinished. The constant rejection deeply affected Cézanne's self-esteem. He became increasingly reclusive, avoiding the public and even his fellow artists. He was known for his obsessive perfectionism, often reworking canvases endlessly and destroying those he deemed inadequate. This relentless self-criticism led to periods of profound isolation and despair. Cézanne spent much of his life feeling like an outsider in the art world. Today, Cézanne is considered a pivotal figure in the transition from 19th century Impressionism to 20th century Modernism, with his work profoundly influencing artists like Picasso and Matisse. His commitment to depicting the world through his unique vision, often described as capturing the essence rather than the appearance of his subjects, has inspired countless artists to explore and push the boundaries of artistic expression. Today, he is celebrated as a foundational figure in the transition to modernism, whose work continues to resonate and inspire across the art world. Édouard Manet's work was met with fierce resistance from the Paris Salon and the general public. His paintings were seen as scandalous and provocative. Le Déjeuner sur l'herbe, which depicted a nude woman casually sitting with two fully clothed men, was considered obscene and an affront to conventional morality. Olympia, which depicted a nude woman in a confrontational pose, was equally shocking. Both works were rejected by the Salon and harshly criticised by the public, who were unaccustomed to such frank, modern depictions. Manet was deeply hurt by the criticism and rejection of his work. Although he was confident in his artistic vision, the constant attacks from critics took an emotional toll on him. He struggled with the desire for acceptance from the very institutions that rejected him, leading to a lifelong tension between his innovative style and the conservative tastes of the time. Despite this, Manet continued to push boundaries, laying the groundwork for the Impressionist movement and modern art. Manet is now regarded as a key figure in the transition from realism to Impressionism. Often considered a pioneer of modern art, his unconventional subject matter challenged societal norms. By defying traditional standards and embracing a more honest portrayal of contemporary life, Manet laid the groundwork for future artists to explore new techniques and subjects, ultimately shaping the course of modern art and influencing generations of artists who followed. Henri Rousseau, a self-taught artist, faced ridicule and rejection from the art establishment throughout his life. His naive style, characterized by flat perspectives and bold, almost childlike imagery, was dismissed by critics as amateurish and unsophisticated. Rousseau's lack of formal training and unconventional approach to painting made him an outsider in the art world. His work was often exhibited in the Salon des Indépendants, an alternative exhibition for artists rejected by the official salon, but it was largely ignored or mocked by critics and fellow artists. Rousseau's lack of recognition led to feelings of isolation and self-doubt. Despite his enthusiasm and dedication to his art, he struggled to be taken seriously. He lived in poverty for much of his life, relying on odd jobs and a modest pension. Rousseau's perseverance in the face of rejection is remarkable, but it came at the cost of deep emotional pain. It was only after his death that his work began to be appreciated, particularly by the surrealists and other avant-garde artists who recognized the unique vision and creativity in his work. Rousseau is now celebrated for his unique artistic vision and his role as a precursor to modern art movements like surrealism and naive art. His ability to create a personal and emotive universe on canvas has influenced generations of artists, including Pablo Picasso and the Surrealists, who embraced his unorthodox approach and his willingness to explore the boundaries of imagination. Today, Rousseau is celebrated for his visionary contributions to modern art and his influence on the trajectory of 20th century painting. Amedeo Modigliani's distinct style, characterized by elongated figures and faces, was largely ignored or misunderstood by the art establishment during his lifetime. His work did not fit into the prevailing artistic trends, and as a result, he struggled to find a market for his paintings and sculptures. Exhibitions of his work often went unnoticed, and when he did receive attention, it was frequently negative, A notorious incident occurred in 1917 when his solo exhibition was shut down by the police on its opening day due to accusations of obscenity. Modigliani's rejection by the art establishment, combined with his struggles with poverty, ill health and addiction, fueled his feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. He lived a bohemian lifestyle in Paris, often in dire financial straits, relying on the support of friends and patrons. Despite his talent, Modigliani never achieved commercial success during his lifetime, and he died at the age of 35, largely unrecognised. Today, Modigliani's unique style is highly regarded, with his works commanding some of the highest prices at auction. His elongated forms, simplified shapes, and emotive use of line conveyed both elegance and psychological depth, capturing the essence of his subjects in a uniquely stylized manner. His work has inspired countless artists and continues to resonate with viewers today, solidifying his place as a key figure in the development of Expressionism and modern figurative art. These 5 artists' experiences of rejection highlight the challenges they faced in gaining recognition for their work. Today, they are celebrated as pioneers who paved the way for future generations of artists, often at great personal cost. So, if we've learned anything today, it's got to be that facing rejection is disheartening. But it's also an opportunity to grow, adapt, and persevere. So, embrace the process, keep creating, and stay true to your artistic vision. The art world's no may just be a detour on the road to your success. So, keep creating and don't lose your inspiration. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe for more videos about navigating the artist's journey. Share your own experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear how you've turned your setbacks into comebacks. Bye for now.